Nice playing.
Thank you.
Nick Hardy, 2 under, 68. Nick, 2 rounds in the 60s to start the U.S. Open. You have to be pleased.
Very pleased. I mean, couldn't be a better start. Really happy with my game. Really happy with how I'm driving the ball. It's key out here. If I can keep doing that, it'll be a good weekend.
What have you learned about the course so far?
You got to play to spots. You can't. It's not really a course you can just totally overpower, and I appreciate that about it. Very slopey greens and small greens, so you're just trying to play on the right side of the whole day, and not necessarily try to make a lot of birdies. Just try to be stringing together a lot of good holes.
We're going to go to Brentley on the right.
You talked to Coach Small earlier, and he talked about how you're probably the most positive guy that he's coached. Do you know where that comes from, and how has that helped you this week?
That's a good compliment. I mean, I don't know where it comes from. I would say just golf being tough. You got to be positive. I mean, this game will beat you down sometimes, but if you stay resilient, I'm just a super competitive person, so I'm always looking to get better, and I feel like I've been doing that my whole career.
We're going to go right here to Andy and then Cameron.
Could you tell us exactly what the wrist injury was?
Yeah, the term is I subluxated my ECU tendon in my wrist and I tore subsheath. That's the doctor's term. So I hit a shot on number 4 in the final round at the Zurich Classic, and I felt a pop at the bottom of the swing, and I finished the round, but luckily I didn't do any extra damage. I talked to some players out here who had kind of a similar injury before, so that was helpful. And I was out a month, no swinging for, like 30 days. But yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, you are a certified, that's got to be the longest you've been out. What, as somebody who, lives, breathes golf, what did you do during that month? Well, how did you keep,
That's a great question. I mean, I learned a few lessons from that injury. I really did. I learned that, look, I don't need to be out there 6, 7, 8 hours a day grinding. And sometimes, taking a step back and just looking at it from a different perspective, I think it totally changed my perspective on things. It showed me how far I've come in this game, I think, because I don't need to be touching a club every day to keep at it and keep my feels right. I think that was crucial, but it slowed me down. I made some changes kind of in lifestyle things. I started doing some things that helped me slow down my daily activity, and I think that helped a lot.
Any new hobbies?
No. that was one of my goals going into the injury, is get a hobby. That didn't work.
What sort of lifestyle change? Yeah.
I started using this NeuroPeak Pro kind of breathing mechanism, and that's helped me a lot, just focus on my daily breathing, and I think that helped a ton. And then I started kind of listening to my fiance more on diet things, so that helped.
Anything else, Ryan? Cameron?
Was this your first injury, significant injury, and do you wear the thing on your wrist just as a preventative thing? Or?
Yeah, definitely my first significant injury in my career. I can't remember much time, more than a couple days being off because of an injury. So that was definitely one of my first ones. And I wear the thing just because the doctor said it'd be best if I wear it for the time being. But it's definitely pretty close to 100% by now.
And did you hit a rock or something? Or
nope.
What?
No, I just tried to hit a gap wedge really hard, and it was stupid. It was a bad swing, and I think it's just, in my swing, sometimes I pull the club down and get narrow, and the physios I saw said it was a factor of just being super tight in my forearms, and just that's how it happened. So
We'll go far right.
Nick, you wrote a letter to your dad when you were in grade school about you could get good at golf and maybe be famous.
Mm-hmm.
What would you have thought if somebody told you then that you'd be in contention going into the weekend at a U.S. Open?
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's always been my goal to be playing many U.S. Opens and winning U.S. Opens ever since I can remember, as early as I can remember. So just to be here now, I'm super thankful, super blessed to have this opportunity this weekend, and I feel like I'm ready for it.
Brentley, then Ryan.
You said you learned that you didn't need to be out there beating balls 6-7 hours a day. How is your prep this week different than your prep the first 3 U.S. Opens?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like I learned through my first few U.S. Opens that look, it's fun being out here, the scene, the week, but it's a long week, and I've learned how to, I've kind of learned myself more, and I've learned that you need to keep your energy and can't spend it all on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday having fun in practice rounds and stuff, and it's more about rest and maintaining that. So I kind of only played 18 holes Tuesday and just played a few holes Wednesday, and I felt like I was pretty ready for after that.
None Monday?
Not Monday. No, I took Monday off.
And then a quick follow-up to that. What would have been the most practice round holes you had played going into a U.S. Open?
I've probably done 36 and 45, maybe 54 sometimes. But having played in Canada last week, like just getting the rest going into Thursday was definitely more important.
And any new favorite foods from the new diet, or?
Not really, just more greens, that's for sure. Yeah.
Ryan.
When did you find out that you were officially into the field? Because you were, it was sometime last weekend.
Friday night. Yeah, Friday night. I got off the course in Canada, was bugging Robbie Salzneck about, hey, like, where am I at on the list, blah, blah, blah. Like, there was a certain, like, exemption they were holding off for last week, and I knew that kind of opened up, and I figured maybe I was next up, and Robbie told me I was in.
So you weren't aware necessarily that you were next up. You were just hoping that was the case, and then got the
kind of, yeah. I kind of had an idea, but I wasn't super clear.
What's it like then to then realize, okay, now I'm in, and I've got to refocus on something, a major, obviously, moving forward?
Yeah, it was definitely important to refocus, but also it was important for me to kind of stay in the moment and focus on the week I was playing it in Canada. I mean, it was easy for me during Friday's round to kind of days off and think about next week. But, yeah, I was definitely more set on just, okay, let's finish this week strong and then be excited about next week.
Right here to my side, Alex.
Yeah, a couple things. One, could you talk about name the players that you talked to about your wrist and what advice, if they gave any to you, what it was?
Yeah, Sahith Igala had this injury, but it was a lot worse. He had it, I think, in either high school or college, and he tore the tendon that I hurt, and he was out 8 months. So he told me, he's like, dude, don't rush this. It's just not an injury you want to mess with. So that was good advice, because I definitely am the type of personality to rush an injury.
Okay, and is it a girlfriend or a fiance?
Fiance.
And what's her name?
Liz.
Okay, and then lastly, when you came out of Illinois, did you have any idea how difficult it would be to try to make it out here on the PGA Tour?
I think so. I mean, I was in a couple U.S. Opens during college. I kind of got a feel for things out here and the competition, and then Claire Peterson at the John Deere gave me a couple spots, exemptions when I was in college, and that was super big for me. So I kind of knew what the level was when I was in college, but I knew I just had to keep getting better and better.
Last two, Stephanie and Ryan.
As a guy, you said you've had your eye on U.S. Opens, since you were a kid. Do you think that's part of sort of the charm of this event, that you can find out on Friday that you're playing and then a week later be in contention for the weekend?
Yeah, it's super cool. I think it's super cool that 10,000 people try every year to get into this event. And I think it's just one of the coolest kind of national events there is, for sure.
Okay. Ryan?
You've been pro for a couple of years now. Why do you think you're ready to handle the stage of U.S. Open on the weekend?
I feel like I have gotten better and better year after year since I was a really young kid. Maybe not as fast as I would like, but I kind of progressed at my own pace, and I feel like I've understood that for a while now. But I feel like I have enough experience under my belt to be ready to play well this weekend.
Thanks so much for your time. Great playing.
Thank you. Yeah.
This was asked, I just stepped out real quick.
No problem.
But your short game, I mean, obviously that was a pretty crucial up and down at the last hole. You had a couple more of those, like 7 too. What about, because I know you entered the week, fifth to last in strokes gained around the greens. What have you worked on that? What's been the key for that? Yeah,
I feel like I'm a lot better than what my stats show around the green. And unfortunately, the stats are the stats, and that's what they show. But I feel like I have a lot of confidence around the greens right now. I've gotten a lot of help from my swing coach, Brett Packey, a lot of help in general, and tips in there and there. But Coach Small was here this week. He's always a big help. He's got a great short game. So Yeah, I've worked hard on it ever since I left college, and I've gotten better and better. It's still definitely something I work the most on. Yeah.
Thank you. Good playing.
Thank you.
Nick, who